Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another Track Titan community race stream. We're here at the Temple of Speed in Monza in the Tatuus FA01, a rapid car based on Formula 4, I want to say. I'm sure there's one man who'll know, and that's the man alongside me virtually. It's Tom Jones. He's back, boys. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be back, and I do know this is the Formula R Bath. Actually, I don't. Tatuus is the company that make the chassis, and it's the Formula R Bath with the engine because it's got the R Bath engine in there.
There we go.
So
See, you can always count on Tom for the technical
It's
details.
its own thing. I know this because of a guy I know from my other race series. But yeah.
Beautiful. So, as I said, we are here at Monza in Italy, northern Italy, just outside of Milan. 5.8 kilometers in length, 11 corners at this high-speed, low downforce circuit. As you can see on the track map, it's about 5 corners, really, isn't there? It's just chicanes and corners. We all know Monza, we all love Monza, and we all know exactly what to expect. Chaos, essentially. But when do we expect anything less from these races? To be honest with you, Tom?
No, definitely not. Always come for a bit of chaos.
Too right. So, just to give you, I'm not sure if you managed to see the highlights, but last time round, we had Ryan Skywalker and Max Newt 7 making the best start of anyone in the championship for the start of the second season. Max Newt 7 took home a race win. Ryan Skywalker took home 2 seconds. Max Newt 7 took home a race win and a third. And then Henry Comsey won the second race from first, every lap, and finished first. A true Charles Leclerc kind of display. So hopefully, Henry is going to hope that he can repeat that kind of form this time round. But it's not going to be easy because there are some very, very fast drivers out on track today, including, of course, Ryan Skywalker, people like Max Newt, people like Eric Gimandera, are all going to make it very, very difficult for him indeed. But we'll see. 15 minutes of racing to come, 10 minutes of qualifying, then 2 50-minute races. So actually, in truth, there's 30 minutes of racing. And of course, second race is a reverse grid. I've got lots to look forward to, but I'm going to hand over to Tom because we're going to go for a quick hot lap around Monza, as if we don't already know it, eh?
Exactly. Are we on board Michelle Rodriguez, I believe we are.
Indeed.
There we go, fantastic. So you see Michelle here coming very well around the final corner in 5th gear, already at 200 Ks and 6th gear now. A very long start-finish straight, as we all know, into the carnage that is always turn 1 during the race. Through the speed trap there, hitting a top speed of 230 kph. They're absolutely flying, braking hard about the 100 board, or I'm sorry, my bad, 75 is where he roughly brakes all the way down to 2nd gear, getting the apexes nicely, using all of the road, getting a good exit out there as well. Quickly up through the gears again, accelerating fast. This car's got plenty of downforce for its speed, and it's nice and light, so it's able to get the momentum going. Of course, hit round Curva Grande in 6th gear, just hugging the inside, not having to worry too much about drifting out because of the downforce it's got. Braking very late, hooking the apexes up perfectly there. And then as we're coming up now to the Lesmos, into Lesmo 1, just getting there now. 5th gear on entry, down to 4th, hugging the apex nicely. Little bit of a wash there, it wouldn't be quite the line he wanted, but using all of the road available, wouldn't have slowed him down too much. Down to 4th for the second Lesmo, and he's run wide. He's missed the apex by a country mile, and he's absolutely stuffed it into the barrier. That's
Michelle Rodriguez. Let's carry on as if it's never happened.
Yeah. Well, he needs to get back on track for that to happen, let's be honest. He's
Michelle Rodriguez. We can usually count on him, but he's definitely let us down today. Anyway, sorry, carry on as you were, Tom.
it's because I was complimenting him, isn't it?
It was.
Whenever I compliment him, he doesn't do well. If I say he's driving poorly, he sets the fastest lap of the race.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah. So yeah, and he's made a royal mess of that one, and it's not something he should be proud of at all. But oh well.
One of them.
Yeah,
but he's got to complete the rest of the lap, and I'll stick on board with him still, and we can kind of watch the laps unfold as we kind of chat about what we can expect. So yeah, we've got 4 minutes left of qualifying right now. Ryan Skywalker is sat on provisional pole with a 153 dead, 000. That's always impressive to see somehow. I'm not like it's planned, but yeah, 153 dead for Ryan Skywalker, who's just ahead of Michelle Rodriguez actually right now. But he is getting closely tailed by the 2 flying Finns of Max Newt 7 and Henry Comsey, both with a 153.591 and a 153.868 respectively. So the top 3 qualifying at the minute, all within a second of each other, it shows how tight it's going to be. And then this man that we're on board with, Michelle Rodriguez, currently sat in 4th position with a 154.399. Not to be seen is Eric Gimandera.
Is he not here today, or is he just not set a lap?
Eric Gimandera does not seem to be here today at all. So a notable absence, considering that this is the man that brings the fight, and this is the man that finished second in the championship last season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a shame.
A key factor we're going to be seeing from Michel's lap, if he's able to actually complete it this time, is that down the start-finish straight, he did have a huge draft provided by Ryan Skywalker. So I wonder if that's Ryan get a bit of gamesmanship going, even with the draft. I bet you can't beat me. And well, from what we've seen from Michel so far, I'd happen to agree with Ryan.
Hey, from past experience, I think that Ryan and Michel raced together very well. So maybe this is tactics from Ryan to put someone between himself and Max Newt 7, who's a man that we know can definitely pass Ryan on a good day.
Definitely. Michel, they're doing far better job through Lesmo too. Just about clipping the apex on the way through. So not quite the perfect, but there we go, into Akinbunali. And yeah, he's done that very well. Have I got the corner name wrong there?
Bahrain to Ascari.
Ascari, that's the one. I totally forgot my one. I knew it began
That's
with
at Imola. Akinbunali's at Imola.
Yeah. I was watching GT Challenge round Imola the other day. I can't believe it. There we go. Curve. I can't even remember.
Parabolica. It's just a parabolica, and we've already seen this bit actually on the first go around. So Michel nailing it there, and we'll see what time he gets when he comes across the line. He's not on a flyer. Slower for a second, faster second, and a 1:54.871. So not improving on his time quite yet. The server is filling up though, and with 1 minute 40 left, there's still plenty of time to be gained by a lot of drivers up and down the grid here. We've got some fast drivers and some not so fast drivers, of course, up and down the grid and available. And of course, the racing return of the Spitz Laminator.
Yeah,
we haven't seen him in a car for a while.
He's there very notably in his normal position. Do you like Spitz Lam? He is a good sport, and he's always willing to take the banter. So there he is.
Everyone loves Spitz Lam.
Yeah, how could you not?
Exactly.
I mean, apart from at Highlands, sure.
Hey, it brought out plenty of banter in the video from last week. But yeah, so from this top four, there's a bit of a gap, isn't there?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a thing we tend to see in these Track Titan races. You get that few drivers at the front who really have, over the week, practiced in the car and on the circuit and got the car quite well hooked up and know how to drive it. And then I think everyone else doesn't commit, I'd say, doesn't get quite as much time to it and doesn't get just as quick in the car. So it does leave that bit of a chasm. It's
true. The practice does make perfect. I was a driver out on track this week. I enjoyed this car and this car combination quite a lot this week. I was positively flying. Definitely not high in the leaderboard, but I was enjoying myself, and it's a real fun car and track combination to drive. So I'm sure they're going to have fun in the race today. That being said, the chaos does always appear, and that could make it a little less fun for some of the drivers, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Just with that, on that note, were you able to get under the 2 minute mark, or?
You stop it, you. Pack it in. I'll have you know, I was solidly mid-pack fighting with such drivers as El Ripo. But the timer does tick down to 0 now for qualifying, and that means that's Michel Rodriguez's last lap. It looks like the last driver to cross the line before him was Max Newt 7. Is it Max Newt 7? Head around Curva Grande now? Yes, I think it is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Max Newt 7 in the lovely Rothmans livery there. He is going to be the last driver to cross the line, so we'll see what kind of lap time he can put in on his final flying lap. He's obviously going to chase Ryan Skywalker now. He's half a second away from Ryan. Ryan absolutely flying with that 153, and Max will definitely not be improving because he's just skipped the chicane. So we're going to jump forward. The only man that can really challenge him right now, because Michel's not going to get another good lap, is Henry Comsey. Here he is, coming round Lesmo 1. On to right at the top of the circuit now. A little bit of foot down now before Lesmo 2. Light tap of the brakes, and then carrying all the speed possible. Almost getting caught up there by his friend Max Newt, but Max getting out of the way quite well there for Henry, giving him the space to fly down the straight now underneath the bridge where you can see the old curved banking of Monza just above the cars as they come underneath it into the Ascari chicane. It's a very, very tricky one to get right, this one, of course, as we saw, but Henry Comsey seems to have nailed it. He's not on. He is actually, sorry, Henry Comsey is on a flyer right now. He's had a fastest purple first sector, fastest of anyone on the track, and then a green second sector. We could be seeing a pole lap here from Henry Comsey right in the dying embers of qualifying. Max Newt 7, I think his lap will be discounted thanks to that chicane cut. So coming around the Parabolica now, can Henry Comsey manage to snatch this pole position away from Ryan Skywalker? Can he do another lights to flag victory just like he did last week at Highlands Short? It'd certainly be a serious task for him to do in this car. As he comes across the line, Henry Comsey puts in a lap time of 1:53.245. He misses out on pole by 2.5 tenths, but he does put himself onto the front row, just ahead of his friend Max Newt 7, who came alongside him. What a lap from Henry right at the end there.
Yeah, it was a very, very, very good lap there. I did see them, but I think both sort of nipped across the inside on the way out of Ascari, and I wasn't quite sure whether Henry managed to keep it inside the boundary, but quite obviously he was able to do that. So there we go.
He certainly did just about. And well, we've got a nearly full grid today. I think it is a fully full grid. 24 drivers on the grid today. We do have a lot of randoms, so that means a lot of chaos. But the main thing, these cars have horns. But the main thing is some of our top drivers are up at the top. Henry Comsey starts on second position. Sorry, Ryan Skywalker starts on pole alongside Henry Comsey on the first row, and then it's Max Newt 7 starting alongside Michelle Rodriguez on row 2. It's Schlachter 1980 alongside Diogo Texera with probably a career best qualifying of 6th. El Ripo starting in 7th. Smells Like We returns in 8th position. Keith Holt in 9th, and then Alex Heller starts in 10th. The French bandit himself. Let's see what he can get up to this race. We've got a 50 minutes of racing, of overtakes, of chaos to come. But here we go, 24 drivers on the grid. Listen to those engine notes rise as 6 red lights go out. Oh, and that's a terrible start from Ryan Skywalker. He looked like he broke up the start line. Henry Comsey's got an absolute flyer as they come down towards the first chicane right now. Henry Comsey is well up and past Ryan Skywalker, and Max Newt 7 is also up and past Ryan Skywalker there in the blue car on the right. Henry Comsey leads into the first chicane. There's a driver off in the background into the grass, just like Ericsson did a few years ago. But Ryan Skywalker, after that woeful start, ends up in 3rd position behind the 2 Finns of Henry Comsey and Max Newt 7. Michelle Rodriguez with a fairly neutral start continues in 4th. Schlachter 1980 just behind El Ripo. Keith Holt, Alex Heller flying through now, and there was a serious incident in the first chicane. I'm not sure quite who got caught up in that one, but a lot of the drivers managed to get through, and the main drivers, I think, are still fighting at the front as Michelle Rodriguez goes side by side with Ryan Skywalker into the first chicane. Oh, and a bit of a love tap there, and Ryan Skywalker's in the gravel. He's going to have to try and retrieve the car from the gravel there. He does very well to keep it together and not spin, and Michelle Rodriguez is dragged into a battle with Schlachter 1980. Schlachter 1980 up the inside of Lesmo 1, using all the exit curb now as Michelle Rodriguez tries to get the position back into Lesmo 2. He looks down the inside, he breaks deep. Oh, but it's not happening this time around, as Schlachter 1980 has got himself up into the podium positions. But that bump with Ryan Skywalker there from Michelle Rodriguez, and that could be a telling moment in the championship, as Ryan, now down in 7th position, is going to have to clear some serious traffic to get himself back up to the front. But here comes Michelle Rodriguez back on Schlachter 1980 again. He's used the draft down the straight into the Ascari chicane. He's alongside, he's well clear, and he's ahead into the Ascari chicane, braking well and getting himself up back up into 3rd position and trying to hold on to this podium position for now. Up at the front, Max Newt 7 and Henry Comsey still battling away. The 2 Finns flying side by side down into Parabolica, but Max Newt 7 still staying line astern behind Henry Comsey for now. Meanwhile, just behind them, Schlachter 1980 comes back at Michelle Rodriguez. These two are chopping and changing every single corner. Schlachter 1980 tries to hold it all the way around the outside of Parabolica right now, and he seems to stay ahead of Michelle Rodriguez. Michelle Rodriguez is surely going to have the better line out of the corner onto the start-finish straight. They're still side by side, neither of them wanting to use the slipstream. Look at them go down the straight side by side. Behind them, El Ripo and Keith Holt are also side by side, with Ryan Skywalker fighting his way back through after battling with Michelle Rodriguez and ended up in the gravel. But still, for 3rd position, the battle continues between Schlachter 1980 and Michelle Rodriguez. Michelle Rodriguez down the inside of the first chicane, gets himself into 3rd position, and behind them, Ryan Skywalker does the double lunge and manages to get himself past both El Ripo and Keith Holt into the first chicane, just like Michelle did. Oh, and someone's gone round. Is that Alex Heller? It is the bandit from France. Goodness me.
Have you ever thought about a career as an auctioneer? Because you'd be fantastic. You didn't miss a beat there. That was absolutely incredible to watch. As we're watching, Schlachter 1980 trying to hold it around the outside through second chicane. Both drivers leaving enough room. Oh, it's out there, and Michelle Rodriguez is onto the gravel, and Schlachter 1980 has gone through. I think Ryan's managed to jump Michelle with that tap as well. So Ryan's released into 4th place now after the initial contact he had on the first lap. But the 2 at the front, Henry and Max Newt, have just run away.
They know exactly what to do, these two. These two know how to lead from the front, and they've demonstrated it all last season. They demonstrated it in the first races of the season, and they are demonstrating it today. Running away with it. These two are surely going to finish 1-2.
Yeah, it's gonna take a very track titan moment for them to come back. I wonder what Split Slam's doing today.
Yes, Spitslam up in 10th position and just getting himself past Sido there for 10th position. Spitslam with the overtake out of Lesmo 2, making the moves, but Sido, the Italian, tries to move around the outside of Spitslam as they come down towards the Sky. They're almost 3 wide. Sido, Spitslam trying to defend. He manages to defend himself into the Ascari chicane, flying through the Ascari chicane now. All the drivers keeping it on the track just about, and Diogo Texera is coming through to try and battle with Sido as they come off the Ascari chicane. He's swerving left, he's swerving right, he's trying to find a way through. Henry Comsey puts in the fastest lap, and Diogo Texera is alongside Sido as they head down into the Parabolica. Sido on the inside, Diogo Texera on the outside. Spitslam just ahead of them both. Are they going to take each other out? No, they're not. Look at them clean side by side, and I think Diogo Texera has definitely got the worst line there because he's gone off the track around the Parabolica, and he slots himself back into 12th position. But look at that overtake from a man like Spitslam.
Yeah, that was fantastic from Spitslam. Not the sort of thing we expect to see from him, but always fantastic the way you see it. I think Ryan and Michelle have possibly had an issue because Ryan's got onto the back of Slactor there and started challenging him for the front. I missed what happened. I just saw his name jumping up and down, but when Henry Comsey put in the fastest lap of the race, Ryan responded by going over half a second faster. So that is a man on a mission. He knows how to drive this car, and he wants to get back into that front pack. He needs to get past Slactor if he wants to make that happen. So it's probably, yeah, he's quick, but I don't think he's quite got the pace to rein all the way back in. But his Spitslam had an issue there into the first chicane.
Yes, he seemed to outbrake himself, I think, and then rejoin very safely behind the two drivers that he illegally overtook by skipping the chicane. So really nice driving from Spitslam there, even making a mistake and then correcting himself and making another lovely move on Sido. Look at that man like Spitslam. He's flying in the Jordan as they head through Lesmo 1, I believe it is. What a move there from Spitslam, jumping up to the front again. I've almost missed that because I'm looking at Spitslam again. Ryan Skywalker manages to get himself up into the podium positions. He's got himself past Schlachter 1980, I believe, off Lesmo 2 there, and down the back straight. Michel Rodriguez is almost in the wall, recovering himself back onto the back straight, and Keith Holt's going to come and challenge him now a little bit. But Ryan, yeah, he's got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's quick and he knows what he's doing. It's just he's got a championship title to defend now, and he's it's not the start he'll be wanting from this event, but I think he's managed to get away from Slactor now, so he just needs to work on securing that third place and then use it to get ahead of the other two and then start to challenge for the win in the second race.
Of course, and remember, the both races, they count for the same amount of points. The second race is a reverse grid, so if it stays as it is right now, Ryan is starting ahead of Max New and Henry Comsey. We'll see if that's actually advantageous coming into the first corner or not. You never really know with the chaos that happens, but a podium finish and then another podium finish is still much better than a podium finish in a DNF, so there's no telling what could happen in the second race for Henry Comsey or Max New 7. It could fall apart for them, but right now, yeah, they are running away with it, and Ryan Skywalker he's not going to close up 5 seconds in 8 minutes.
No, I don't think he will at all. It's a very optimistic, and like I said, it'd need a proper Spitslam intervention for that to change. And I don't see that happening from Spitslam with his pace. As we see Slactor getting it on the gravel and spinning out across the road into the barrier. Michelle and Keith have got on past it. It smells like going to catch it. Yes, smells like as well. Slactor has had an awful, torrid time there. He's gone from 4th all the way down to 7th. And will he manage to stay ahead of Manu? I do suspect, because that is a long way back from where he is now.
Yeah, it's such a shame for Slactor there. He's running really well. I've not seen his name before, so he's a new driver, and it's nice to see new drivers doing well. But yeah, spinning into the first chicane, into the gravel. Well, I don't think he spun. I think he just went wide and then went into the gravel, and I think that's something that's super, super easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I think from the camera I was looking at, he was on one side of the road, then there's a load of gravel, and then suddenly there's a load of smoke on the other side of the road. So yeah.
It's super easy to do, especially when you clip the inside curbs here in a high downforce, lower car like this one. Diogo Texera has managed to get himself up past Manu for 8th position. Diogo Texera on a charge. He was back in 12th position just a few laps ago, and now up into 8th position past Manu, down the straight just before Ascari, and really making a name for himself in this championship. It's going to be a good points haul for him now, as Manu is still fighting away with El Ripo. El Ripo looks to the inside, gets himself up past Manu before Parabolica even begins. As long as he can get his braking right, then he's going to be way and clear, because Manu definitely got his braking wrong there. El Ripo holds on to 9th position off the Parabolica onto the start-finish straight, and he just needs to keep his nose clean and he'll finish there, if not higher.
Yeah, I think El Ripo's got a great opportunity here because Diego Teixeira didn't get the Parabolica correct at all. So it's going to give El Ripo a slightly better opportunity this time to use that slipstream and close up to Diego Teixeira in front of him to then possibly look to challenge into the second chicane, depending on how well he does through the braking there. He's got the car nicely hooked up and he's really close right onto the back of Diego Teixeira, so he could be looking for a lunge into the second chicane, but realistically I'm thinking we could be seeing an opportunity into the Parabolica at the end of this lap.
Exactly right. Even gaps as they come through 7th, 8th, and 9th. Oh, sorry, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Very even, although Manu dropping off the back of this battle now. So El Ripo, like you say, stands to be the big gainer here. Up at the front, Ryan's closed the second in 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's lapping at over half a second a lap faster than the cars ahead of him. So he's definitely got the pace. He's just had an absolutely awful start, and he'll be kicking himself for that. That's definitely not what he wants to be doing. So it shows the potential he has in this second race if he's able to get round the moving chicanes. As we have a car parked on the inside at the exit of Lesmo 2.
We do indeed. Who's that? That looks to be a driver that's now disconnected.
Yeah, Javi has left us. He's clearly had an absolutely horrendous time and he's not wanted to take any further. Can't blame him, just thank him for getting out of the way to do so.
Well, that's how it goes sometimes with the randoms. They join, they crash, they leave, and we end up with a better second race for it. I'm going to jump back to the front.
Schlachter has DNF.
Oh, Schlachter, where's Schlachter gone? He's disconnected.
Oh, someone's spun on the exit of the Ascari chicane as well.
It's Baby Skywalker. It's Baby Skywalker. Ryan Skywalker's little brother has a spin on the exit of Ascari, and I think Alex Heller moved through on him there, and now here he comes. Spit slam in the 7-up Jordan. He's hunting down Baby Skywalker, and he's got South African on his mind as a driver also spins off in the background. Is that bathtub? I believe it might be. Yep, backwards out of the Astari chicane. Spit slam though. As he comes through Parabolica, he's hunting down Baby Skywalker. You can see him. He's not far ahead. He's going to be trying to learn his lines and trying to learn where he goes wrong. Swerving down the start-finish straight. There's barely a second between them. But I think he's a bit too far out of lunge distance here. He's not
going to kill the younglings too as well, is he? I was looking for a joke and a pun there. I got a joke out of this.
But, well, so Darth Spitzlam now went into Baby Skywalker through the first chicane. Still within about a second, although I think he got a worse exit off the chicane, so we'll see how this battle develops over time. I'm going to jump forward once again, though, to the battle between El Ripo and Diego Teixeira. Now, these two are my favourite midfielders because they are always there in the midfield. They're like Sauber or Force India. They're just battling for points.
Sauber was the worst car ever in 2016 or whenever it was when they were running a year-old engine. So not always midfield, but they're doing a very good job this year. You know who they are? They're Newcastle.
Don't hurt my Sauber fan feelings.
Mid-table, that's about it. That's where they live.
I mean, I'm not sure how far football knowledge goes in the motorsports community that watches our videos.
I don't have very good news, but a few times I've just seen them mid-table and I've just gone with it.
Right, we'll go with that then. So it's Newcastle versus Burnley as we come down the back straight now towards Parabolica. It's Diego Teixeira versus El Ripo. And El Ripo is still just reeling in Diego Teixeira. He's not quite got within lunging distance yet, but he's been reeling him in over time, keeping that gap within a second, trying to catch all the slipstream he can down each straight. And the move is surely baking in the oven. But, well, this is about the closest battle on track outside of somewhere further down in about 16th position.
No, I mean, yeah, there's over a second between Split Slam and Baby Skywalker, so that one's not too particularly close either. So there's a lot of gaps around the track, and that's not something I expect on such a draft train of a circuit here.
Potentially,
I did expect a bit closer, but then again, when you have people spinning off, it does tend to make a gap, doesn't it?
It does add to the chaos, but there's a few battles brewing. There's a few brewing. Like we said, Ryan Skywalker up at the front. He's taken another 8/10 out of Max Newt 7 within the next 2 minutes after I said it last time. I don't think he's got overtakes in him, but he's certainly got the pace, and that bodes well for him coming into the second race. If he can manage to get off the line ahead of Max Newt 7 and Henry Comsey, he's going to win this next race because he really does have the pace in this car and this track.
I mean, if you're half a second a lap quicker than someone, and that's like without time. But I think Henry Comte's had an issue because Max Newt is flying up on him. I don't know what's going on, but the gap is absolutely tumbling. Here we go. Henry Comte literally has Max Newt sniffing his gearbox right now. These two are right on him, and Max Newt's gonna have an opportunity into turn one. He had a far better exit. He's already pulled it out to go alongside and take the shorter route towards turn one. They are side by side now. Yeah, Henry Comte's had a horrendous lap. He's nearly a second and a half that lap slower than Max Newt, and this is all going to be rubbing into Ryan Skywalker's hands. Max Newt now has pulled in front of Henry Comte, which isn't going to make Henry happy. And if Henry's able to find some pace and start battling, it's going to just bring him straight into Ryan Skywalker now. I believe we've got 2 laps to go now, and Ryan is just 3 seconds behind Max Newt. So if they end up battling here, this could. But I think Henry Comte's just dropping on back. I don't know if he's just like forgetting to press this accelerator all the way down or what, but he's losing a lot of time.
I think Peter Bonington needs a call. I think his tyres might be gone. But, like you say, you can see him at the back of every shot as we look down the circuit. There's Ryan Skywalker coming in, trying to kill the younglings here in front of him. But
El Ripo and Diogo Texeira going side to side and just swapping places as we're speaking.
Yeah, Diogo Texeira there, stopping on the exit of the first chicane. I assume he's broke himself and has dropped back behind El Ripo, and that battle now dies off because Diogo Texeira does an honorary rejoin there after going straight on at the first chicane.
But Manu has a run on Diogo Texeira. He's right up behind him. He's pulling out for the inside here into the second chicane. He breaks too early, and Diogo Texeira gets away from that, and now is a comfortable margin back to him. And it's not going to help because Manu's just dived and started making sandcastles.
Come on, Manu!
Quickly killed off that opportunity of a battle.
Nah, that battle quickly fizzled out. But so it looks like it might be finishing Burnley 7th, Newcastle 8th. Sorry, Diogo Texeira and El Ripo. But coming around the final corner, like you said, onto the last lap. The clock ticks down to 0 just before the drivers cross the line now. So coming around Parabolica, the late mover, Max Newt 7, up past Henry Comte for first position after Henry had that terrible lap. I can only assume he had an issue in Ascari and then just didn't have a good Parabolica neither. And Max just swept by him there. And Ryan still a little bit up the road, but he's close, but he's nowhere near close enough to be making any moves into the final lap, surely.
Well, it depends if Henry's able to find some pace, and I just don't think he is. He worked really hard to build a margin of about a second and a half, and he's not going to gain that 7 tenths. Yes, he's got the slipstream, but it's going to have to be an almighty lunge to go for it. And I mean, 6 tenths of a second back, it's just in these cars, that might as well be a year. You're far too far back for any sort of opportunity here. You don't get the complete overdrive in some cars from the slipstream. So I think he's just too far back. But if he does get closer and forces Max Newt to go defensive, we could see Ryan, but he's just about a second back. He is gaining so much on these two. So
and there's a driver. Oh, he's backwards in the gravel. He's not going to get involved. Sorry, I got way too excited there. He was well off track.
Yeah, I think that was possibly Sulak or Kaido, who's just lost it there. So yeah, but thankfully they lose it nicely out of the way.
I smelt chaos, but my sniffers were wrong.
You're just getting too excited. I think both these drivers ahead are a bit slower because Ryan Skywalker has taken nearly a second out of them in the first sector and a bit. So he's absolutely flying. If he gets a fantastic final corner, he could be overtaking if they had another lap. But
it would be a stretch. It'd be a stretch, but yeah, I think Ryan would have been wishing right now for another lap. But fortunately for the two Finns up at the front, it's Max Newt 7 off in the lead, off the final corner and crossing the finish line in first position. Henry Comte close behind in second position, and Ryan Skywalker just about third position. But Ryan, what pace from this man. He had the bit between his teeth all day long, and he absolutely flew, only just coming third position after a serious fight back with after a terrible start and then a battle with Michel Rodriguez, which left him in the gravel. Speaking of Michel Rodriguez, he comes across the line in fourth position. But yeah, I think driver of the race here, definitely Ryan Skywalker. The timetable doesn't tell the true story, does it?
No, it's a fantastic drive from him. He got unfortunate at the start with a little collision with Michel Rodriguez, but he's done absolutely fantastic job to rein him in and get right up onto the tail of them into the end there.
Certainly, and The drivers are now filing in to finish their races. Michelle Rodriguez finishes 4th. Smells like we. Another decent race from him there. A new driver that appeared last week with the most interesting name, I think, of any driver on the grid. In 5th position, Keith Holt in 6th. El Ripo finishes in 7th ahead of Diogo Teixeira, the guy he was battling for about half of the race there in the midfield. Manu rounds out in 9th, and then Alex Heller taking home the final point of the race in 10th position. And a nice finish for Alex there. I think that was a 10th to 10th finish for him. Baby Skywalker finishes in 11th. Andy Q in 12th. Spitzlam in 13th position as he wiggles across the start-finish line in his Jordan. He made some fantastic overtakes today, and it's nice to see him in the driver's seat for once, but I'm sure he'll be back on the comms shortly. Dago Gorisa in 14th. Bathtub in 15th. Sulak in 16th. Sido in 17th. And Treza 14th. The last driver in 18th position. There we go. What a race, Tom.
Fantastic to see Spitzlam coming home and not last. It's a real pleasure.
Spitzlam is improved markedly since those fateful Highland Short days.
Oh, that was a fantastic day, and I hope to one day be able to commentate on another one just like that.
It's the goal. It's the goal. So that's race 1 over, and a finish 1-2. A finish 1-2 finish 1-2.
Finish. It's a finish 1-2 finish.
It's a finish 1-2 finish. Let's see if it ends that way this time round. We've got a little wait before the drivers set off, but still 17 drivers on the grid, so we only lost 5 drivers that last time round, so not a bad haul. Sulak lines up on pole position with Bathtub alongside him in 2nd. No driver in 3rd, so Spitzlam lines up in 3rd. He's gonna, well, technically in 3rd, in 4th position. He's going to try and maximise all the gains he can. Baby Skywalker in 5th, and Andy Q is in 4th, and then the driver's feedback all the way back to the man that's going to start last. It's Max Newt 7. Oh, Sulak disappears. Bathtub is going to start on pole position for the 2nd race of the day, and he gets a fantastic start. Spitzlam is going to be trying to hunt him down as they head into the first chicane now. Let's see who's going to come out on top for the first chicane. Spitzlam's dropping back quickly. Andy Q up ahead of him on the outside of the corner, but Spitzlam with a big lunge up the inside. Does the driver off into the grass? Is he going to collide later on? He's managed to.
Andy Q spun out onto the grass, and I didn't catch who the 2nd driver is. Someone there skipping the big bump, and a few of them have got that all wrong. Let's see where our faster drivers have managed. Oh, and someone spun out again.
Spitzlam's had a spin.
Spitzlammed it.
The Spitzlaminator.
So after all that chaos, Bathtub has gotten away into the lead with a comfortable 2-second barrier back to Diogo Teixeira. El Ripo bringing up 3rd place, and then Michelle Rodriguez in 4th. Keith is in 5th with Alex Heller right behind him, and Manu. Max Newt not wanting to wait around is going for a move up the inside of the pair of them. Alex, I'm not sure who. Manu he went up the inside of, and sorry, there's so much going on, I'm struggling to pick out. But Henry Comte and Max Newt have managed to get both ahead of Ryan Skywalker. Just as I say that, Ryan Skywalker swoops on round the outside of Henry Comte, and now they're just a huge bundle of cars just charging on down. Ryan Skywalker using all of Manu's slipstream, pulls up to the inside of him to go into Ascari and go for the move. I think he's clear. Oh, he's clear already. So he's going to have a far better run than some of his competitors around him. Brute Ascari there, he gets the move done, but he does have a compromise run because he stayed to that inside line. A couple of them just ahead of him, going side by side again through the exit of Ascari. So they're going to be compromised. I'm not sure who it was, but either way, it's a hell of a battle happening here in the first lap.
Is indeed the big movers, of course. Ryan Skywalker, Henry Comsey, and Max Newt 7, your top 3 from the last time round, are flying through the order. Ryan Skywalker really chasing down Max Newt 7. There's no one between them. Up at the front, Bathtub still leading. Diogo Teixeira 2nd. Michelle Rodriguez managed to get himself past El Ripo into the parabolic for 3rd. But here comes El Ripo fighting back the Austrian on the Swede. Side by side down the start-finish straight. Coming into the first chicane. El Ripo's got the inside line. Michelle in the gold and black car. Taking the outside line. Braking deep. El Ripo has got no answers for that whatsoever. I think there might be a spin up ahead. Has Bathtub had a spin?
No. Bathtub missed his braking point and went straight on, so he's going to have a slowdown penalty, which is going to cost him a lot of time. I'm assuming it's a slowdown penalty anyway, because he is just losing an awful lot of time now to Diogo Teixeira, who is just 3/4 of a second behind him, and it's closing every sort of meter.
Yeah, Diogo Teixeira here stands to gain a lot here from Bathtub. If Bathtub does have to slow down, penalties are hit and miss in this, of course, as we know.
Yeah.
But Bathtub potentially with a bit of sportsmanship or potentially a penalty. Either way, he's let Diogo Teixeira through into Lesmo 1. Oh, he's definitely not sweeping around the outside, holding on to first position. Diogo Teixeira and Bathtub now battling away into Lesmo 2. Michel Rodriguez is wringing his hands the entire time, hoping that these two either come together or slow themselves down, as they have. Diogo Teixeira with the compromised line slows down. Michel Rodriguez up alongside and through down the straight underneath the curve banking, and Michel Rodriguez now hunting down Bathtub for first position. He's on the podium. He's finished in fourth the first time round. He might finish in second. He might finish further back if Diogo Teixeira can make this move stick into the Ascari chicane. Diogo Teixeira, oh, breaking way too early once again. Michel Rodriguez breaking deep like Daniel Ricciardo, holding on to second position, now hunting down Bathtub for first position. Where are the other drivers battling? Max Newt 7 and Ryan Skowka in 6th and 5th. El Ripo close behind in 4th as well. I'm just trying to keep my eye, but it's a serious train of cars all the way back to at least 8th and 9th.
Yeah, there's a lot going on back there, and I think Max Newt and Ryan will be rubbing their hands at it, because they're going to have so much less work to do if these guys ahead keep fighting, because it's just going to bring them on in there quicker, so they're going to get the opportunities sooner, and then it's going to minimize the risk and the rebuild they'll have to do afterwards. As you see Ryan Skywalker once again with that absolutely dominant pace that we've seen from him today, putting in a 53.1. He's right up behind Max Newt, pulling out to the inside. Max Newt's gone all the way to the outside, and they're alongside. Max Newt better on the brakes, but Ryan's able to be there on the inside. Them two both getting very close, a bit argy-bargy. Max Newt's had a better exit out corner, but Ryan Skywalker's right there behind him. He's going to get to sniff his gearbox all the way round Curva Grande now and look to make a move up into the inside of the second chicane is what I'll be doing, but then once again I'm in the commentary box and I'm not racing to. But just as I say that, Ryan Skywalker does exactly what I reckon he'd do, and he is ahead on the brakes as we go in. The cars ahead fighting hard side by side. Ryan Skywalker's had to brake slightly just to not go straight to the back of him, but he's trying to make it wide and go up the inside. This is going to compromise. There's been a spin in the background and someone has spin and had a collision, but Ryan is making this opportunity work. He's still holding that inside line, forcing both of them to be on the outside. This is not where you want to be through here, because it's going to give the car behind a hell of a run. Oh,
Diogo Teixeira spins!
Who was it?
Diogo Teixeira spun!
And he's come across and hit Ryan. Ryan's managed to do a full like 720 or something and got going again. A fantastic recovery from Ryan. But once again, we're seeing him just tumble on down the order. He's down into 7th, probably going to drop down to 8th by the time he gets to his Ascari. He is in 8th, but is he able to hold it around the outside? No, he's going to have to do so much more work. Max Newt once again has been gifted the opportunity to run away with this race, and it'd be silly to throw it away.
Wow, what a moment in this race. What a moment this might turn out to be in the championship as well there. Ryan Skywalker, he was really trying to make some opportunistic moves there, because Diogo and Bata were battling away. He tried to move down the inside of Diogo. Diogo just lost it on the exit of Lesmo 2. Michel Rodriguez is slowing down. Why is Michel Rodriguez slowing down? He's going very, very slow out of the parabolic. I'm not sure what's happened to him here, whether this is technical problems, whether this is car problems, but he is limping down the start-finish straight. He doesn't seem to be coming into the pits. I'm not sure what's happened to Michel Rodriguez, but he is tumbling down the order, and it looks like he might not finish this race. So that does promote Bathtub back into the lead, whilst El Ripo and Max Newt battle just behind. El Ripo just holding on to second position. But yeah, like you say, with that incident between Ryan Skywalker and Diogo Teixeira, Max Newt has essentially been gifted the lead for 2 wins in a row here.
Yeah, but Ryan Skywalker's not wasting any time now. Yes, he's 7 seconds off the lead, but he's working hard. Already back up to that 6th position. What Ryan really needs is Bathtub and El Ripo to put on a fantastic defensive display. And because, of course, there's 3 of them here fighting for the lead. El Ripo's going trying to go around the outside. Max Newton going defensive on him. He's just got Bathtub ahead. Ryan needs Bathtub to do a fantastic job of defending for him, to give him an opportunity to come back. He's gonna... I don't think with the 6 seconds, he's not going to have enough time. He needs about a second a lap. And Bathtub has gone defensive into Lesmo 2, and that's going to gift Max Newt the lead as he get into Ascari here. He's already a 10th behind. There we go. He's gone up the inside. Bathtub needs to drop in behind him. I would now try and minimise the loss, because you can have a terrible run down the straight towards Ascari by doing that. And it's really close. They're still side by side, but It's going to compromise Max Newt's run through Ascari here, but I think he's just a bit better. Oh, there's a spike of lag there. I don't know what's going on or who's where.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened, but yeah, Max Newt 7 up into the lead. Bathtub dropping down in 2nd position, still battling away with El Ripo. El Ripo stuck to the outside right now. He's through and he's ahead. Sorry, El Ripo on the outside, yeah, forced it all the way, the long way around by El Ripo, around the Parabolica, using all that green Astro on the outside, but just about holding on and heading down the start-finish straight. Battle seems to have had a bit of a better slingshot down the start-finish straight, and they're both fighting for that streamline, that slipstream, sorry, behind Max Newt 7 as they head down. Max Newt 7 is just going to run away with this one. We know the kind of pace that he's got, especially compared to these two drivers. But these two drivers, of course, battling for second and third is a great position for them both to be in, as Bathtub defends well by just sticking to his line and not getting psyched out by El Ripo there. El Ripo was kind of moving for a lunge up the inside, but Bathtub, steely determination, sticks to his line, sticks to his speed, and now coming up on a slower driver. Who is this that they are lapping?
It's Spitslam!
It's Spitslam! Let's see what he could do as he comes through into the De La Roggio chicane. Bathtub, El Ripo, still almost side by side. Oh, El Ripo's looking up the inside. He's going to make a lunge. Oh, Spitslam's almost taken them both out there. Spitslam gets between them. Bathtub is taken to the exit road. Bathtub jumps across the curves and he spins. Bathtub's had a spin. El Ripo moves up into second position. That's none of Spitslam's fault. We can't blame him, but he just does attract chaos. He just does attract chaos, but that wasn't his fault. Keith Holt moves up into third position. Ryan Skywalker moves up into fourth position, and Bathtub rejoins in fifth, just ahead of Henry Comsey, the man that finished second last time round. Let's see if he can make light work of these four drivers, this nice little train of cars as they head through Lesmore 1 and 2. That wasn't Spitslam's fault.
That was Spitslam's fault. He's a back marker. Normal racing, get out of the way. And it's Spitslam, no, let's have a race. And we do love to see it. We do love to see it. We give him a stick for it. But oh, it's great fun to watch him do it as Ryan Skywalker makes them move into third place. And right behind him, Bathtubs makes a very optimistic move on Keith and absolutely nails him. I think someone just dived onto the gravel ahead. I don't know who it was, but someone
you know who it is.
Backwards. Oh, it's Spitslam! There we go.
But yeah, fantastic move there from Ryan Skywalker, keeping himself ahead of Henry Comsey, which I think is going to be vital because Max Newt 7 is running away with this one, and that means that Ryan's closest championship rival at the minute is Henry Comsey. So as long as he can keep him behind, as long as Bathtub can make the move on Henry Comsey there and keep him behind, although Henry Comsey does the switch back and maintains that position. But what a slingshot Bathtub's got down the start finish straight. He moves to the outside line. He's going to try and get himself well alongside Henry Comsey before the first chicane. Gaining all the way down as he head down towards the breaking point. Bathtub is ahead of Henry Comsey, but he has got the outside line of the chicane, and that's not advantageous going into this one. Let's see if he can hold on to fourth position, breaking deep. Henry Comsey up the inside with an absolutely picture perfect move there, lunging up the inside of Bathtub there and holding on to fourth position in the end. Bathtub dropping down to fifth. Keith close behind in sixth position, could gain if these two keep battling, but what a race this one's turned out to be from Bathtub, and that's what a stark contrast that is to his first race where he finished almost last.
Yeah, I have no idea what was happened at the front here though, because Max Newt has just buggered off again. He's 4 seconds clear of El Ripo and 9 seconds clear of Ryan Skywalker. Ryan has effectively lost a year to Max Newt ahead, all because of that who was it? Michelle not being able, or was it, no, that wasn't Michelle, sorry, it was Diogo Texera not able to hold the car. He's not able to keep the car on the road. Typical Track Titan events. Yeah, and he just put it into the wall and took out someone fighting in the race.
The chaos is what makes it entertaining.
Oh, it is.
But yeah, great battling from almost everyone at the front here, despite the chaos and some of the big. So Ryan Skywalker obviously going to the front, to the back, to the front again. Ryan in third position right now. El Ripo pretty comfortably sat in second position right now. 3.5 minutes and a lap left. Ryan could catch El Ripo for second position right now, but I think that Max Newt is away and clear as far as a win goes. Once again, just clearing off. Clean air, clean mind.
I would say I am quite well known for making some outrageous predictions that come true in some of the other series I commentate on. But yeah, it's one thing with Track Titan, you can never rule out any possibility, because everybody on track is more or less a liability. As Ryan has just set the fastest lap we have seen today, a 1:52.7.
What a lap.
A quarter of a second faster than his qualifying lap, and he takes with that over a second out of Max Newt. End of the day, it doesn't matter though, because he's got 3 minutes left of the race in about, I'd say maybe 2 to 3 laps, as somebody has spun on the first chicane. I'm not sure who it was, but I believe it's a back marker, so it doesn't matter. El Ripo's only got a 2.5 second buffer now to Ryan, and so I do think he's going to have him either on the next lap or the lap after.
He is indeed. I think if Ryan can keep this closing speed up, then he's going to fly past El Ripo. That last lap was a 1.5 seconds quicker than even Max Newt 7. Incredible. than the Max 97's last lap. Not his best lap, of course, but that was still over a second faster than his best lap even, which is just unbelievable pace from Ryan Skywalker there to put in a lap like that, especially at the stage we are in this race. 13 minutes already gone. But, well, the battles have kind of closed down.
Imagine he could avoid crashing. He'd be winning these things, wouldn't he? Oh, and someone spun in the background. I think it's Henry Comsey who spun. I'm not sure. I think it was.
It is?
He spun, he's lost the position to Bartha. This is not what Henry wants. He had an absolute torrid time at the end of the last race, and he's spun this time. He's gone from 4th all the way down to 8th. Will smells like be able to make the most of the opportunity. I don't think so. Yes, he has. He jumped him up to 4th. And Henry Comsey all the way down to 10th. Will the dastardly Frenchman be able to catch him? No, he spun as well, so he doesn't have to worry about that. But Henry Comsey has gone from 4th all the way down to 10th in a matter of corners.
Lady Luck does not look favourably on Henry Comsey. This is the second time in 2 weeks that he's had a serious incident that's dropped him right down the pack. Once again, not sure, was that spin his own caused, or?
Yeah, it was all him. It was all him. He ran wide and just
one of them.
He did a Diego Teixeira. That's what he did.
It shows how easy it is to do, because Henry Comsey is a very skilled driver and a very fast driver, so if even Henry can do it, then no shame in that, Diogo. Keith Holt's managed to move himself up positions. Oh, and Ryan Skywalker's up into second position. Into the first chicane. Late on the brakes there, swooping past El Ripo. Almost missed that because he came out of absolutely nowhere. But up in second position, and that's going to be still a good haul of points for Ryan Skywalker. It's not a win, but it's still a good haul of points. But the double winner today is going to be Max Newt 7. He's flying at the front.
Yeah, it all went wrong for Ryan.
He's had a spin.
Keith! To use the throttle property, and Keith spun it, is he?
Keith has had a spin out the first chicane, and it allows Andy Q and Diego Teixeira back through, which is a shame for him because he did manage to get himself up past a pair of them last lap round, but he's now been dropped into the grasp of Smells Like We, and that really does smell bad.
What a name. What an absolutely fantastic name that is.
It's fantastic to commentate. Diego Teixeira is hunting down Andy Q. Not sure if he's going to be able to make the move into the last part of the race. You've got this lap and one more. That's correct.
Yeah, he's got about 3 minutes of racing to make the move, and he's really close now. He's only a second and a bit. He's managed again to get round Lesmo 2 without spinning, so he's improving on his second lap very well.
He's indeed. Jumping to the front. Guess who's in front of Max Newt 7? It's everyone's favourite Latifi impersonator. It's Spitzlam heading down the back straight. Let's see if he can manage to stay out of the way a little bit as the blue flags are in force. He's going to get lapped once again by Max Newt 7. Max Newt 7 just about clearing him. Oh, not quite yet. Round the Parabolic as they head down the start-finish straight. Spitzlam staying out the Spitzlam defending.
He's weaving.
Defending down the start-finish straight. Moves to the outside. Max Newt 7 moves to the inside. And Max Newt 7 is going to be breaking deep. I'll tell you why this is. Ryan Skywalker's in a channel with Spitzlam. He'll be feeding him information.
Yeah,
but Max Newt 7 makes...
He'll be egging him on.
He will be.
He's got a far better run through the corner. Spitzlam has the opportunity to go for the lunge into the second chicane. Honestly, utterly ridiculous if he does it, but let's watch on board because it's Spitzlam, so we know he's going to go for something. He's got the toe, so his lack of ability doesn't matter right now. Let's just see. He's pulled out alongside. He's alongside. He's trying to force him wide, and he's going to go for the send up the inside. He's very late on the brakes. He's definitely missed the corner. That's typical Spitzlam. Well done.
Major lunge and he rejoins. Oh, just rejoins behind Max Newt 7. That was a tight one. Well done, Spitzlam, for bringing the chaos. Everyone's favourite driver, Spitzlam, getting involved in a lead battle once again, just like Latifi. Ryan Skywalker there, his double agent is not working wonders for him, but yeah, Ryan still in second position, still 4.5 seconds behind.
It's like having Perez as a teammate, isn't it? He never does anything helpful.
Oh, so Tom John's Sergio Perez Hate Club rejoins. Oh, and I'm just going to jump back to this serious battle. We've got a three-way battle now between Baby Skywalker, Keith Holt, and Smells Like We. There's 3 wide going through Lesmo 1. Baby Skywalker's forced to the inside. Smells Like We looking to the inside of Baby Skywalker. Sorry, round Lesmo 2. Baby Skywalker's span. Oof, that was close.
Diego Teixeira. He did
very
a very
nearly.
Good job there. The younglings survived this time.
The younglings just about survived, and Smells Like We's battling away with Keith Holt to head down the start finish strip. But I'm going to jump back to the front because here he is, the man in blue. It's our very own flying Finn today, Max Newt 7, claims the second victory of the day. That's 2 race wins in one day. That's a serious haul of points, and he's going to be away and clear at the front of the championship. Is he even going to be able to be catched? Is this going to be a Lewis Hamilton 2016 moment? We'll see.
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you to jump back to Keith Holt and Smells Like We, because Smells Like We is going for a move up the inside now into the parabolic. Keith is moving all the way out to get the best run possible. It Smells Like We is definitely up the inside now. Keith is going to have to do a fantastic job to fight back. He does have to get to sniff his gearbox, but once again, you don't have quite the power in the slipstream in these things. It's a very short run to the line here. Doesn't matter though, because Keith is going to go for it anyway. And it's, I don't think it's quite, I don't know where the line is. Has he got him?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think I'm going to trust the leaderboard here and say that Keith Holt did finish behind Smells Like We there, but that was by an absolute hair in horse race, and that's by a head. That's what we'll call it. But I think Smells Like We's just about claimed 7th position, and another good haul of points for him there, making himself a name in the midfield. But challenging Keith, who we know is also a decent driver, and what a finish for them two drivers there as they battle right into the Parabolica.
Oh, that was fantastic, wasn't it? What a fantastic fight. A great move from Smells Like We up the inside, and then just managing to secure that 7th place.
Well, I'm being complained at by Michelle. I had to put on penalties. I don't know, Michelle. Listen, I saw, of course, the penalties are very confusing, and I'm just going to stay out of that one. But anyway, sorry, to round up the end of the race there, Max Newt 7, once again, 2 wins in one day. So that's a dominant display for Max Newt 7 there as he finishes the line in first. Ryan Skywalker takes on his second podium of the day, and well, basically, we've had basically a repeat of last week. 2 podiums for Ryan Skywalker, 2 podiums for Max Newt 7. Henry Comsey almost wins one, as he won one last week, and then dropped almost out of the points this time round. El Ripo, look at that. El Ripo in 3rd position. What a finish that is for him. That's going to be a serious haul of points for himself there. Andy Q, new driver in 4th position. Diego Texera in 5th. Bathtub comes home in 6th position after a decent race for himself there. Smells Like We in 7th. Keith Holt in 8th. Baby Skywalker in 9th. Henry Comsey rounds out the points scoring total in 10th position. And we'll see if we can get a hold of Max Newt 7. We can, he's in the channel, so I'll see if I can. Do you want to go jump in the channel and see if he's ready?
Yeah, I'll go find out if he's ready to join us.
There we go. But yeah, great racing from all the drivers involved today. And like I said, 2 wins from Max Newt 7, so top-notch driving from him. I'm sure we'll have a word with him very shortly. We know how talkative he is. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us on the live stream today, we do have the awards ceremony for last season coming up very shortly, just after this race. So stick around, join the Discord, and you'll find the link to the awards ceremony. Is Max ready to join us?
He is indeed.
Let's drag him in here. Max Newt 7, 2 wins, mate. Incredible. Incredible results.
Thank you. It was very good 2 races today.
You did a really good job in the first race. We saw that you managed to get past. Well, you were kind of sitting behind Henry for the entire race. You were working together, maybe. What happened to Henry? Did he just have an issue in Ascari?
Yeah, he made a little mistake, and I got by.
Well, beautiful. A pitch perfect move for you there. Held on to the win, and then in the second race, you somehow managed to avoid all the chaos. Unlike Ryan, Ryan got caught up, but then fought back. I think, I won't say you were lucky, but Ryan definitely had the bit between his teeth today, and you could see him approaching behind you. Were you getting nervous towards the end of them races?
Not really. I was just managing my pace, and
the Iceman.
Yeah.
No, well done though. Two fantastic wins, and that definitely puts you at the top of the championship this time round. Of course, you did amazingly at the Highlands last week. You've done incredibly today. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to catch you this season round. I hope you stick around for every race this season, because you are going to smash it, my friend.
Thanks. I think it's going to be tight battle with Ryan and maybe others too, but I will give my best try.
Of course. And well, your best has been more than good enough so far with these 2 race wins, and obviously a fantastic performance 2 times now. Tom, have you got any questions for Max after this race?
No, I don't. I think you answered everything that I had thought of, so yeah.
Well, I mean, short and sweet, really, because we've only had 1 race winner today. So, ladies and gentlemen, Max Newt 7, a double race winner and number 1 in the championship. Thanks for joining us, Max, and well, I'm sure we're going to talk to you again next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll catch up with you soon in the awards ceremony, Max. See you later.
See ya.
Right.
So there we
I'm
go.
going to make a request. Can we bring Ryan in here? Because I want to get his perspective on how he managed to get
We've
every
ducked
single
him.
instant. Ryan, welcome. I would say well done, but you failed to win every race, and you decided not to start the race in race 1, so you lost 2 positions there, and then you ended up in the gravel making sandcastles. So, tell us about it. How did you manage to do that all today?
Oh, I missed you so much. Wow, that was hard, man. That was really hard. I don't know what happened in the race 1. I just didn't get away. I forgot to do practice starts, so I didn't know how to start this car at all. And then I bogged it. And then the whole swarm of people got past me. And then in turn 2, the second chicane, Michelle bumped me out. And yeah, that's the end of that race. And then in the second race, I scared myself for some reason. I went onto the grass on the inside. I thought I was going to go backwards into turn 1, into the leaders. But yeah, luckily I got it back on the track. But gee, the people are aggressive in Monza. I don't know if it's something in the water or what.
It's the Italian air, I think. It's all the wine, I think, that's around it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that plays a big part of it. So one thing I did notice is, of course, you like to make that. You pushed Diogo Texeira in that second race to go round the outside through the second Lesmo. Did you not sit there and think, if I sit behind him, I can get a better run down the straight up to Ascari? Did you not go through your mind before you decided to cuddle the wall with Diogo?
No, what I thought happened is he went wide off the track. I didn't anticipate him to spear me back in like a rugby player. I just thought he's going to go wide into the wall there. And then all of a sudden I find myself, I thought it's the second coming. Like I just saw black and yeah, it was crazy. Then my car was a bit bent. But yeah, he said I'm going to send him my PayPal details. He will sort me out.
There's a lot of car damages, I think, with the way he came back across. I think he just dipped one wheel off onto the grass, and that just sent the car spiraling back across the road. But fantastic job in working your way back to that second place in race 2.
Yeah, thanks. I wanted to catch Max, man. I knew I could do it. I had the pace, but it was just too far back.
Well, I mean, top-notch racing from you. In the end, Ryan, you had some incredible pace to you. You were fastest on the track by a long way. But just unfortunate. But I mean, you're showing your pace. You're showing you can challenge Max for the title here. But yeah, Max is your new title contender in the big way.
Yeah, I kind of miss Eric, but it's fine.
Max is a cleaner racer.
I haven't raced him yet, wheel to wheel, so we'll see.
We're gonna see how this one develops through the year. But well, I mean, not a bad result in the end. 2 podiums, so not a lot to complain about. But we'll see how hard you come back next week. And of course, you've got more to celebrate tonight as well.
Yep. I hope you guys gave us a good stream. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Oh, it's brilliant.
We always did. We always do. That's my questions for Ryan, or my comments at least. Any last comments, Tom?
Get better, and then you might have a chance this year.
Oh, that sounds. Hearing that through my earphones is like heaven. I can die now.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that blissful song you made for me. That was wonderful.
I'm glad you liked it.
Well, Tom Jones, the sex bomb, and joining us with Ryan Skywalker, our native singer. Thanks for the racing, Ryan, and I'm sure we're going to speak to you next week.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much.
See you later, Ryan, and stick around for the awards.
Bye, Ryan.
I will.
So there we go, Ryan Skywalker. 2-time podium finisher today, and decent racing, decent pace, and just the victim of Lady Luck once again, as he always has become accustomed to being. But yeah, a decent day's racing here at Monza. I'm not sure. I've actually lost my words here. Take over, Tom.
It was a fantastic race, I think, and it's a great race to come back to. Monza always guarantees a little bit of carnage into turn 1, and then with the draft trains that you see, always guarantees some action, because there's always going to be people able to just, whether they're just about slower on pace, they can just get into the draft, then catch back up, and then they can have some solid fights there. So always a good one to watch, Monza.
Yeah, exactly, and we're definitely looking forward to next week, and I'm actually not sure what next week's Hot Lap Challenge is. I haven't been told yet. So it's going to be a surprise to me, and we'll see what brings us next week, and I think Switzerland will be back in the booth next week, won't he?
Yes, he will be, unfortunately.
So we'll
I'm only here for 1 week, and then June 10th is when it changes, and I'll be able to do every other week from then.
Tom Jones, our favourite one-night stand, joining us once again from Monza for the Tatuus FA01. 2 races today, 2 races won by Max Newt 7, and extending the championship lead in a big way. Max Newt 7 really flying out ahead of it. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen, if you are join us for the award ceremony tonight. That's for last season's awards. So join the Discord. There's a link in there, and you can join us for that invite-only event, that nice private event. But from Monza, from just outside of Milan, from myself, Adam Chapman, and Tom Jones joining me in the booth, that's us for tonight, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.